Hey everyone, I'm gonna get you through a little upper body mobility routine this time. If you haven't seen it, we've got a nice lower body routine also uploaded, so go and check that one out. But same thing here, we're just gonna do upper body. We wanna work our joint in their full range of motion. As I've said before, our brain gets all this information from our joint to know where we are in space. If the joint is restricted, not as efficient, uncontrolled motion, it sends a blurry message to the brain. So then it doesn't know where are we. So let's just maximize, or as I like to say, prime all of these proprioceptive system in our joint so that we can perform efficiently. But not only that, especially the upper body mobility joint, it feels so good after exercising at the end of the day, but go on and for sure do those before getting on your bike, going for your run, your hike. So we're gonna go to this little routine. No equipment needed, but know that sometimes you could also, use bands or weight to kind of load a little bit more. So I want you to make sure that you go through those range of motion slower than fast. So do less repetition, but make sure you go in that full range of motion. We want to clear that mapping. So we are actually going to start with the thoracic spine. So this could also be done seated at your desk, if you feel like you need a little bit of motion. So we're going to start with the thoracic spine. So I like to think of this as my sternum that's going to move forward and then move back. So I'm going to open up, expand my chest, go back towards my sternum, going back towards my spine. Opening up, back. So from the side forward, opening up, back. So we're gonna do about 5. Feel free to do more if you feel like you need it. It feels good. As I said, this could be done easily seated at your desk. Now we're gonna go kind of a glide in motion. I like to think of my finger leading the motion. Hips are staying in place. So I'm going to glide to the side. So I want to reach far with my finger, come back center, reach far the other way. So I'm gliding. Think of something gliding on the desk versus doing an airplane. So let's go for 5. Glide to the side, glide the other way. Reaching through your finger. We'll do 5. There we go. Going as far as we can. Good. So again, opening up all those ribs, moving the spine, the thoracic spine. Good. One more. Yes. Good. Going as far as we can. Excellent. If we want, we won't go through many of them, but you could do some circles. So now kind of connect those 4 points we just went. So you could go forward, side, back, to the side, forward. So you could do some circle and then reverse them if you want to. I'll let you try that. So we're going to go to our shoulders. First, we're going to do circle, but I want you, same thing, connect the point. I'm going to go as far as I can up, reaching down as far as I can go. So I'm going to go with those 2 points, up and down. Then we're going to go forward, run, kind of bring the shoulder blade or the shoulder forward, bring the shoulder blade and the shoulder back. So now you can see we have kind of 4 points. Let's connect them so that we do circle. So we'll go forward and then we'll make them backward. So here we go. Up, rolling forward, reaching down with my finger kind of towards the floor, back, up towards my ears, forward, reaching down. Excellent. So if I was able to see everyone's shoulder blade, I'm also assessing or feeling how is that shoulder blade moving or gliding over the rib cage. So let's go forward and then 5 backward. Once again, this could be done seated at your desk, exploring all those range of motion. And sometimes I like to add a little weight so that we're loading a little bit more of the system. So that's why I was saying you could always grab a little weight too. Excellent. So now we've done shoulder circle. I'm going to make you do some non-linear, more complex motion for the shoulder. We'll go one at a time, a little easier to do one at a time. I'm going to have my arm in front, thumb pointing up. Think of, we're going to trace figure 8 or the symbol, infinite symbol basically. So now I'm doing non-linear, more complex motion. So my motion is coming from my shoulder joint. So making this side lying figure 8 or infinite symbol, and then go reverse. A little bit of brain food here, kind of remembering, okay, if I went one direction, gotta go the other direction. Excellent. We'll go with the opposite. Maybe you'll realize one shoulder feels a little more clunky in our motion, or not as smooth. There we go. I know I can feel it. It's not as smooth motion, so coordination needs to be worked. There we go. Reversing that infinite system or symbol. There we go. Excellent. Good. So now we've addressed thoracic spine, shoulder. Let's go our elbows. We'll do both at the same time, so it's easy to do it both. Or we could do it separately if you want, but time-wise, it just makes it quicker. We're gonna kind of direct our arms, finger pointing forward. Think of almost Frankenstein arms. I'm gonna think of my thumb. So I'm gonna go and bring the thumbs towards my chest. But as you can see, my humerus are staying up. So thumbs are coming towards my chest, palm are facing kind of down. My palm are rolling or moving over my shoulder, and then they turn, so my palms go up. I have a full extension of my elbow. Come back, flip the hands. Thumbs again are moving or leading the motion. Let's go for 5. Up, back, keeping the palm down. Then I turn my palm up, finish the motion, full extension, flip. Again, full flexion here. We're gonna do 5 total, so finish this one and then 2 more. Excellent, 2 more here. Up. Keeping my elbow up always here. Turn, full extension, flip. Here we go, full flexion here, sweeping over my shoulder. Finish the motion, full extension, palm up. Here we go. So shake it up. We'll finish with wrist, especially, when we think, with all the typing we do, all the our joint get jammed. So let's unjam our wrist, and especially on the bike, all that vibration, let's unjam our wrist. So I want you to think about keeping the elbow near your ribs so that you're not kind of moving and it's coming really from the joint above. So I want the motion coming from your wrist. So my elbow is next to my ribs, and I'll show you a few different ways if you want, but we're gonna think about the motion coming from the joint itself, and it's not my wrist moving. So I like to think of, something is pulling me up at the joint and then pulling me down. Pulling up. So it's the joint leading. So it's not my wrist moving. If that helps, put your other hand in front. Up, down. So that's the first few motion. Then we're gonna go maybe a little harder to maybe see. I'm gonna lead again by the side of my joint. So I'm kind of trying to go to the side, opening up this joint here on the in, well, it's the outside, but now it's going towards me in, and gliding or opening up here the outside of the joint. Not as much range of motion as up and down. Same thing, if that's easier, I can just put my hand in front so I know, kind of gives me a little guidance so I can lead with my joint. So now we've done 4 points. Let's connect it all and do circle. So we're gonna go, I'll stand forward and I'll go back from the side. I'm gonna think about connecting all these 4 points and creating a circle. So once again, it's not my wrist motion, or it's not, sorry, my hand moving or doing the circle. It's coming from the wrist. So I'm going and moving all through these 4 points we just did. And now we're going to go 5 per direction. So let's go 5 per direction, as I mean clockwise, counterclockwise. Again, we're not rushing. We're getting good range of motion. Good. Shake it out, because that definitely can be a little bit spicy. We're going to go with the opposite, and then we're done. So 5 again. But if you like, let's go again, thinking about up. I'm going, leaning up on my joint, down, to the side, and to the side. So we're going to connect all of this. That helps put your hands in front. So I'm going to go 5 circle clockwise, trying to go as far as I can in my range of motion. Remember, in this lower body, we talked about scraping the barrel. If I was in a cylinder here, I'm scraping each edges of that circle or barrel. Good. So if you've done 5 one direction clockwise, let's go counterclockwise. Pay attention from each joint. Is there one that feels kind of a little jerky or jarred? So you want to, over time, work them so this, and as we do more of it, we become a little bit more in control, better mapping of that joint. So that's the goal here. Slow down the motion. A little challenging for me on the left versus the right. Good. So make sure you've done 5 per direction. So here's a quick little routine that you could do, as I said, before you go and exercise. But you can be sitting at your desk at work and just go on and do this little routine. So reminder, we did glide, thoracic glide. Then we did shoulder circle, figure 8. And then we elbow, and then we finish with the wrist. So go on and give those a try. And if you like these videos, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube and send us also some suggestion.